Hey, 8th graders, I bet you gave your notebook a break last week. That was kind of nice. We didn't really have any notes to take, but we did have some lessons still to review. So today we are going to be finding the slope with the ratio method. So even though we've looked at different ways to find the slope, this is the one that we will be doing starting today. And yes, you will need to show your work. So here is what it will look like. If you find the slope of a line passing through 4, 6, and 7, 1. So you notice all we need to find the slope of the line are 2 points, right? Just like we have been. You're going to find the change in y. That's a delta, a Greek letter. Delta y. So change in y, which is y2 minus y1. So here is x1 and y1, so this means this is x2 and y2. Should have really skipped a line there, I guess. And then, so the change in y is this y2, so 1, minus y1, so 6. Our numbers are different. We have a positive and a negative, so we're finding the difference. 6 minus 1 is 5, but our bigger number is negative. And the change in x, or delta x, is the x2 minus the x1. So we have x2, which is 7, minus x1, which is 4. So our change in x is 3. Now our slope is then the change in y divided by the change in x. We know that, right? We know that ratio. So we have negative 5 divided by 3. Okay, and we can't simplify that at all, so it's just negative 5/3. Now, let's get some practice in. So, if we have the points 7, 1, and 4, 8, show me what you would do. Remember, we want the change in y, which is this y2, so 8 minus y1, and the change in x is x2 minus x1. Our signs are different, so we find the difference. 7 minus 4 is 3, but our bigger number is negative. So then our slope is the change in y over the change in x. And I know it's negative because they weren't both negative. If they would have been both negative, they would have canceled each other out and been positive, right? Okay, that is pretty much all you're doing today. Let's do a couple more practice. How about negative 8, 2 and 3, 5. So I still want you to set up and show your work. I want to see your change in y, your change in x, and your slope. Pause your video and give that a go. So you should have taken your y2 minus your y1, excuse me, and then you should take your x2 minus your x1. So if we're minusing a negative number, we're adding the opposite, right? So 3 plus 8 is 11. So our slope is the change of y over the change of x. Okay? Wasn't so bad. A little tricky here with our integers. That's why we wanted to make sure you guys were on the right path with those. Let's try another one. How about negative 5, 3, and 1/10. So remember, I want to see your change of y, your change of x, and your slope. So our change in y is y2 minus y1. Oops, I wrote 1 instead of what y1 was. 10 minus 3 is, of course, 7. x2 minus x1. I'm going to add the opposite. So 6, our slope. Not too bad, right, guys? Alright, let's try 2 more, and hopefully it will be okay. Alright, I want you to try -2, -3, and -7, -1. So I want to see your change of y, your change of x, and your slope. Pause your video and give that a go. So you should have -1 minus a -3. So we're going to add the opposite. So now our signs are different. So we're going to subtract. 3 minus 1 is, of course, 2. Our bigger number is positive, so it's staying positive. x2, which is -7, minus x1, which is -2. We're going to add the opposite. Now our addition rules, our signs are different, so we find the difference. 7 minus 2 is 5, and our bigger number is negative. So our slope is 2. We would have a -5 on the bottom, but we always put our negative sign in front of our fraction. So we have -2/5. Okay. Last one, are you ready for it? How about 0, 1, and 4, 9. So remember, I want your change of y, your change of x, and your slope. Be sure you're pausing the video and giving this a go to practice with us. So y2 is 9, minus y1, which is 1. x2, which is 4, minus x1, which is 0. Our slope would be 8 divided by 4, which we know is what? 2. So be sure you're writing your slope in its simplified form, okay? Alright guys, let me know if you have any questions. Be sure to be completing the teacher made and marking it as done in Google Classroom. Happy Monday!